Hey, fam, it's Sunday night. It is 8 o'clock, so you know what that means. It's time for you to get your weekly dose of self-care nuggets. So come on in, get comfortable, invite a friend. As always, leave me a comment to let me know that you are watching so I can put your name into the prize pack drawing for this quarter. And again, this will be the last quarterly prize. I'm going to do something different at the top of the new year. Other announcements, save the dates for March 16th through 22nd for Sacred Space Conversations Your Mama Didn't Have. That is a 7-day virtual women's summit where we will be tackling some amazing topics, having some conversations that I feel are crucial to modern womanhood, to parenting, to walking in the fullness and beauty that is womanhood and all of the challenges that come along with it. We're going to be talking about parenting, relationships, divorce, sensuality, grief, rest, self-care, so many things. So make sure you mark your calendars for that day. I have not had a chance to put the links up to purchase tickets for that yet. Some people are already like, where's the link? I want to reserve my spot. I want to purchase my ticket. I haven't quite put those up yet. I'm just putting out the save the dates and getting it in your mind so you're ready. I have some amazing, phenomenal women who are coming to facilitate these conversations, to share their wisdom, their knowledge, and expertise on these topics. We have a lady that is coming to talk specifically to our parents of special needs children. So please, if you fit any of these categories, if you know someone who has been struggling in one of these areas, make sure you share the info with them. I did post the save the date. I'll be sharing more about it as we go along and introducing you to the ladies who will be facilitating those conversations. So stay tuned for that. The other save the date that I want you to mark is May 14th through 18th. That is Retreat 2026, Discovering Me. So ladies, if you want to come out for that, I haven't even put the tickets on sale, like on blast publicly yet. And 6 of my 15 spots are gone. So I have 9 spots left. One of them is in a single shared room. The rest of them are in bunk bedrooms. So you're going to be real friendly and cozy with your neighbor, and it's going to be like old school slumber party. So those are available. I do have payment plan options. If you want to reserve your spot for the retreat, it is a $50 non-refundable deposit. You can transfer it. So if something happens and you can't come and you want to give that deposit to somebody else or trade it out, that is fine. You can do that. But those funds are going to secure the location and the deposits for some of the other things. So it's non-refundable. But come hang out with us. It is going to be a phenomenal weekend of empowerment, of rest, of growth. Hey! And lots of fun. We had a blast last year, and I cannot wait to do it again. And I'm actually looking into planning a second one for the fall of 2026, maybe a little further up north, closer to Tennessee, Kentucky area, for all my ladies up that way who may want to come, but travel to Florida is a little bit difficult, because I want y'all to get in on this too. It's phenomenal. We have a great time. Everybody that came last year left with something they needed. So I hope you'll come join us this year. Classy Claus Catering is coming back to give us some more delicious food. I have some phenomenal colleagues who will be coming to share and lead the workshops and teach us some things. So I'll be sharing more about that a little later. But just know it is a great investment in yourself. If you're looking for a place to grow, a place to dig deep within, and really work on you, that weekend is just for that. So come out, spend some time with us and hang out. It's going to be great. We have a private pool at the facility, pool, hot tub, and then there's big facilities at the resort with bigger pools and gym and all that stuff. It's in a great area over near Kissimmee where all the resorts are and all that good stuff. So it's really nice, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh. We're going to grow. We're going to heal. We might ugly cry a little bit and all that, but that's okay. All right. So other announcements. We taking this show on the road for 2026 with lots of good things mental health wise. We have a tour. Hopefully we'll be hitting 5 or 6 cities this year. That's still in the making, but it is coming. So I'll be bringing some friends along with me for that to discuss topics. Fellas, we have not forgotten about you. That mental health tour is going to be jam-packed with stuff for you guys because you need safe spaces too. And I'm also working on curating a sacred space for the fellas. So I didn't leave y'all out. I didn't forget you. I definitely want to make sure that you are included. And the fellas, y'all might get to kick it with my honey because I'm trying to get him to come and lend his voice and expertise and his oil to the stage. So hopefully he will be on board. If not, I might have to bribe him with some hugs and kisses. He'll do it for me. But anywho, that's coming as well. So stay tuned. Again, if you have not signed up to subscribe to my website, do that because you get all the info, all the dates, everything there first. Okay, before I release it to the public here on Self Care Sundays or on any of my pages, it goes out to my subscribers either in the newsletter or a separate email. So they get first dibs on everything, on tickets, on spots, on whatever. So if you're not subscribed, you're missing out. So go ahead and do that. cjaquise.com. All right. I think that's all the announcements for now. I got some other dates, but I haven't shared those yet. I'm going to be doing some things here this week. If you are at Turi T, I will be there for the Great American Teach-In. I get to go and speak with the children in their music class about my business, about what I do professionally, about mental health, all those good things. So if you have a group, a class, a school, or whatever that you would like me to come speak to, I'm definitely available. You can shoot me an email for booking. I'm also excited. I am going to throw this out there. I'm not going to give y'all all the details, but I get the opportunity to go and speak about mental health at Calvary here in Daytona. I got the chance to speak with their pastoral care pastor and a project that she is working on for mental health. So I get to be a part of that to help tackle some of the topics that she wants to talk about and open up more avenues for discussion of mental health in the church to provide resources and education and information. So I'm super excited about that because Calvary is pretty big. They have about 3,500 members at each service. So I don't know how many of them will come out, but I'm excited to have the opportunity to go, to speak, to share, all that good stuff. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Cousin Biggie. So that's coming up. Also, if you are a pastor, minister, ministry leader, I have something amazing coming for you guys too. I'm hoping for a date in January. I'm working on all the content for it, but I'm going to be doing a pastoral care workshop, and I will do that in person and virtually. So it'll be more than one date, but I'm definitely going to do it virtually for pastors and ministry leaders wherever they may be, and then here locally for people who are in town, because I have seen so many pastors walk away from their calling, from their ministry, from the church, just period, because of burnout, because they're tired, they're exhausted, they don't have the help, the support, they don't have safe spaces to decompress and process their information. So I wanted to do something for them to help them with those things. So that workshop is coming very, very soon. I'm literally in the process of creating the documents, the packets, the things that the tools that they will receive in this workshop, to kind of help them shift some things, to delegate some things, and put some stuff in place to help them not be as burnt out. I've talked to several pastors and ministry leaders about things that they already have in place and some things that they may need, and even just kind of overcoming some of the stigmas and fears that they have about going to their congregations to say, hey, we need a break, we need a vacation, we need help, whatever. Because I'm a firm believer that at some point the sheep need to be sheared and become the covering for the shepherd. Shepherds don't take care of sheep just to see them keep getting fatter and fatter and fatter with wool, because if they don't eventually get shorn, whatever the proper word is, it's detrimental to the sheep. So at some point, the sheep got to give back. All right. So we want to help take some of the weight off of these ministry leaders and pastors so they can do the work of the Lord without being exhausted and burnt out and give up before they're done with their purpose. So if that applies to you, go ahead and hit my inbox if I don't have your contact info already. If you know some pastors, ministry leaders that can benefit from that, go ahead and put a bug in their ear and let them know that it's coming. Again, both in person here in Central Florida and virtually, so they can get it either way. I want to make it available to as many pastors and ministry leaders as possible so that they can get a breather. All right. We want to keep them on post until the Lord says, sit down or stop. That doesn't mean you got to run yourself into the ground doing it. I've watched great leaders die early because of stress and being overworked and overwhelmed and anxious. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to continue in that path. And that goes for everybody. If you're not practicing self-care, if you're not resting and taking breaks, you putting yourself in danger. Listen, y'all know me. I'm all about self-care, but how many times have you seen me post that there will be no self-care Sundays tonight? I'm taking the night off to XYZ or for whatever. When I'm tired, when I'm traveling, when I have been overwhelmed through that week, I will take a break. I honor my commitment to self-care Sundays to show up for you guys each week, because I believe this is important, and I hope and pray that it's helping somebody, but I still got to take care of me first, because if I don't, I can't be here to help nobody. All right. So I need y'all to get that in your head and keep that at the forefront of your mind. If you're not good to and for yourself, you cannot be good to and for everybody else, because you will be burnt out, exhausted, frustrated, irritated. Your patience will be real thin and your fuse will be short as the hair on a gnat's booty. So we don't want you in that place. We want you to be healthy and whole and well rested, and to be energized and rejuvenated when you go out to flow in purpose. All right. Because somebody's waiting for you to show up. So I completely forgot what I was supposed to talk to y'all about tonight. Hey, Angeline. Hey, Jenny Cakes. Good. I'm glad it was helpful. So let's stay there then, since that's what you needed. I want to say this. I talk a lot about being busy for the sake of being busy. It's one thing to be busy accomplishing the things that you need to do, that you're assigned to do, called to do, purpose to do. And it's another thing to be busy just for the sake of being busy. To be busy because you feel like you have to be somewhere, you're going to miss out, or that something can't happen without you. Because the reality of the thing is every process, everything, every job is going to continue when you're not here. Your job, that thing you volunteer for, whatever it is. Once you're gone, it's going to go on. So don't give yourself so much of yourself to that thing that you don't save some for you, that you don't save some for your family, that you don't save some for your relationships, or to rest or relax or rejuvenate yourself, or go just enjoy life. When I was in Baltimore at the women's conference, one of the ladies came up to me after the workshop and asked, well, where do relationships fall into that? She was like, because you do a lot of things. So how do you incorporate a relationship? How do you put that into self-care? I said, it's part of your social self-care. Any kind of relationship you have, it's connecting. And a lot of times we don't make time for that. And it's so important. This weekend, I've talked to my childhood best friend. And when I say childhood, I mean from like kindergarten all through grade school. We lost touch for probably a good 25 years and reconnected when my mom passed away. So we've been talking regularly again. I spoke with her. I spoke with Kelly. I talked to Angie B. I've talked to, and I'm bad because I talk to people when I'm driving. My grandmama used to laugh at me every time I would call her. She'd be like, where you going now? Because she knew that that was a time when I was still, I was quiet. I could call and check in on folks because I spent a lot of time in my car. The job I used to have, I was on the road in the field, driving back and forth across the county to different people's houses, whatever. So I utilized that time to check in on people. So when I come home, guess what? I get to relax and sit down because I done called and checked on folks and connected with people and kind of kept abreast of what's going on. I talked to my friend Keisha today. I haven't talked to her in months, but I was like, I'm in the car. Let me call some folks. Let me check in. Even if we don't talk every day, every week, I still try to check in with folks as much as I can. Am I just great at it? Not always. Sometimes I get in my little bubble and I don't talk to nobody. And people calling me, hey, you all right? You good? Yeah, I'm good. I just been busy or I've been tired. Because sometimes I come home and crash. It be 6 o'clock. I'll be ready to put my pajamas on and go to sleep. But I don't, because then I'll be up all night. And sometimes my body say lay down, so I lay down. Not because I'm just running throughout the day, because I've been waking up earlier. I've been waking up at like 4:30. That's how I know I'm getting old. Because, old folks get up early. They get up with the chickens. And look at you crazy if you get up at 7:30 like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I used to make fun of my mama for going to bed at 9 o'clock and getting up early. Now I'm doing the same thing. It be 8:30. I'm snuggled up under the covers, deep sleep. Can't wait to put my pajamas on and get into bed. And can't hang. People be calling me after 9 o'clock. I'll be like, what'd you say? Oh, okay. Be dozing real bad. But, do what works for your body. I have a friend who reset her whole schedule because she was having really bad insomnia and just wasn't able to sleep or rest. Her therapist was like, change your day-to-day schedule to set with your circadian rhythm. And she did that, and now she's thriving. So again, do what works for you and your body, but pay attention to those things. When my body say lay down, guess what? I'm out of there. I'm going to sleep. And if I tell you I'm sleepy and you keep talking, guess what you're going to hear in a minute? Talk to some people that talk to me on a regular. They'll tell you I pass out in a minute. I feel like babies when they throw up on you. That's how you know they love you. If I fall asleep on you, that's how you know I love you for real. But we have to listen to our bodies. And if you like me, if you got a touch of Arthur or some metal replacements and pieces, listen to that. When that weather starts to change, make sure your limbs are warm and covered. Don't be out here trying to have on shorts and a sweater. Cover them legs up. Cover them arms up. We in Florida and the weather's changing. It's been cold here some nights. It's been down in the low 40s, high 30s. I have my heat on, fuzzy socks, long pajamas, and a blanket. Who? I can't let my feet and legs get cold because I'll be crippled up, won't be able to walk. Listen to your body. You are the expert of your body. You live in it every day. Pay attention to it. Don't just keep pushing. Because sometimes we do that. We'll keep pushing and ignore the signs that it's giving us that, hey, you need to lay down. You don't want the Lord to sit you down. Sit down on your own. I've been there, done that. I don't like those. I don't want to do that again. Because when he sits you down for a good long while. And it's not in conditions that you like. So if your body is telling you you need rest, you need to eat better, you need sleep, you need more water, give it what it wants. Listen. If it's telling you, look, you're getting stiff, get up and move around. Get up and move around. I'm talking to myself. But listen to your body. But do what's within your limitations. Don't try to push yourself too far or do too much. Do what you know is sustainable. Whether that's making dietary changes, exercise changes, rest, whatever. Don't say, oh, I'm going to go to bed at 8 o'clock when you know you don't get off till 7:30 and you ain't even home till 8:15. Be realistic. Okay, I'm going to try to be in the bed 30 minutes earlier. And next week, I'm going to try to bump it up to 45 minutes earlier. Do what is realistic and what you know you can sustain. My doctor tried to put me on this crazy diet. I said, who? I don't even eat half of that stuff you got on this list. So I know I ain't going to be able to sustain that. Like, now, I don't eat asparagus. I don't eat fresh blueberries. I hate salmon. 3/4 of the menu you got on here got all that stuff in it. You ain't even asked me. You just put some stuff together. She was like, well, what do you eat? Not that. I eat chicken. I eat shrimp. I eat other vegetables, other fruit. But I don't eat that. So you got to do what works well for you and your body, you and your household, you and your relationship, you and your children. Do what works well for you. Not what everybody else is doing, not what somebody else's household is doing, somebody else's marriage, somebody else's job. Do what works for you. And if you don't know what that is, pause and figure it out. Because ain't nobody else tell you. Now, if you in therapy or under a doctor's care, they can help you. They can give you some tools. But even with that, you got to try it and see if it works well for you. Because sometimes they'll think, okay, this is great. This will work. This will help. And you get it and it's like, no, that ain't it. That ain't working. No. So be open to it, but also tweak it. Make it yours. Make it personal. Do what works for you. Boundaries that work for you. Standards, expectations, whatever it is that works for you. My pastor asked one time, she asked us to come and speak. And I don't remember exactly what the topic was, but I think it was freedom. And I told them, I said, the best thing that ever happened to me was getting free from other people's opinions. When you do that, baby, it's a game changer. Because guess what can happen then? You can show up as your authentic self. And you can be you in every space, place, room, atmosphere that you walk into. Without worrying about what somebody else is thinking, saying, whatever. I go into a lot of places and spaces. And guess what? This is who's going to show up every time. The same me. Whether I'm there for ministry, for therapy, for fun, you're going to get the same me. Now, what I say is going to be different, but me and my whole personality is going to show up. When I went to speak at Baltimore, the ladies was like, she said, okay, let me drop the mic for you. Because if you know me, you never know what's going to come out my mouth or how I'm going to say it. But I'm consistent in that. And I'm going to say it in a way that gives grace, that ain't going to hurt nobody's feelings intentionally, because I know sometimes no matter how nice you say it, how you clean it up, somebody's feelings going to get hurt. And I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. I also know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's steaming hot caramel latte. So, hey, somebody like it. Somebody likes what you have. Somebody likes what you have to say, what you have to offer, what you have to give. And for the people that don't worry about it. I don't worry about either one. Because if I'm sent somewhere to say something, guess what? I'm going to show up and say it. It's not my job to worry about what other people got to say, how they respond to it, how they take it. I'm not going to come across and say something intentionally offensive or rude or anything like that. But I also understand that, one, the call and anointing and the oil that's on my life offends some people. My confidence offends some people and makes them feel some type of way. The fact that I'm a bubbly person and I'm usually happy all the time makes some people feel some type of way. I've been told, oh, you try too hard. You too this, you too. This is me. I don't try to be nothing, do nothing. All I know how to be is me. And I'm going to show up just like this in every space and be me. Either you like it or you don't. That ain't none of my business. Other people's opinion of me is not my business. It's theirs. Thank you, girl. So, you have to get free from those opinions of other people, because it can be crippling. It can be overwhelming. And I can be honest and transparent and say I haven't always been in this space, because there were times when I really struggled with the fact that I'm not married, that I don't have kids, because people will make you feel like you're less than a woman or less than a person because you haven't hit those things in life. How do you know that's my choice? How do you know that's something I even want? I do want those things, but neither of those are things that I have control over. I can't just decide, oh, I'm going to go get married tomorrow. Well, a husband got to be somewhere for me to do that. Oh, I'm going to have a baby tomorrow. I could, but I ain't paying for that. I ain't going down that road. If the Lord want me to have one, He going to send me a husband and we'll have one. Otherwise, I may adopt. But either way, it's not something that I can just decide to do today or tomorrow and be like, oh, here it is. I had other things that I wanted to do. I had other goals and aspirations, and that may not be your choice either, to be a parent, male or female. And that's okay. Whatever you choose is okay. But don't let other people make you feel bad because of it. I did for a long time. A long, long time. And it was like I was accomplishing all these other great things, but because all people wanted to focus on was, oh, when you going to have kids? Don't you want to be married? When you going to get married? Because that's what their kids were doing. That's what their grandkids was coming along or whatever. And they would ask my mama, oh, when is Shaw going to get married? Is she going to give you some grandkids? I'm like, mind your business. Get out my uterus. But I was like, I'm going to school. I'm trying to get a master's. I want to open my own business. I'm pursuing ministry. I'm doing all of these other things. And that's all they could worry about, was whether or not I had a man and some babies. And then you get the flip side of that. Oh, your parts don't work. Something wrong with you. You can't have kids, which is also offensive. So I'm like, can I just be a regular person that's doing some other things on top of that? Can I have some other goals and aspirations, or is that just, so whatever your choices have been or are, you're entitled to them. And there's nothing wrong with you because that's your choice, or because you didn't or couldn't or whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with you, and don't let people make you feel like it is. Tell them mind their business and quit meddling. Or as my friend would say, touch your nose. So, show up as you. And if you have been in a place, in a position to not love you enough to show up as your authentic self, work on that. Take some time to pour into you, to love on you, to affirm yourself, to tell yourself, I'm worthy, I'm enough just the way I am. All this is fabulous. Whether anybody else can see it or not, I know it is. You kind of a big deal, because you are. Remind yourself of those things. And if you've been in a place, absolutely it is. It's so hurtful. I remember sitting in a prayer breakfast when I was going to Calvary with my coworker's wife. It was my first time meeting her. And they told us, turn to your neighbor and pray with them. And she was so brokenhearted because they had been trying to have a baby and hadn't had success. And they had been pregnant and lost the baby. And she was just still heartbroken. And that was what she wanted more than anything. And when I prayed for her, like, I felt every bit of her pain and anguish. And I could just imagine how Hannah felt when she was crying out to the Lord. Like, it was that deep level of hurt from the things that they had experienced trying to have a baby. So I can only imagine how she feels when people ask her about it. I don't have any, just because I haven't met somebody that I want to have kids with. Well, this one we can, but that's a whole nother story. Anywho, up until now, I hadn't met the person that I wanted to have children with, and I wasn't just finna try to be some random baby mama. I feel like if I'm not good enough to be your wife, I can't be your baby mama. And that's my personal choice. That ain't knocking nobody else, their circumstances, their choices, whatever. That was for me, a decision that I made for me. Because I could have had a baby a long time ago. Now, would I have been in jail for hurting their baby daddy? Probably. And that wouldn't have been good, because my kids would have grew up without their mama, because I would have been in jail if I had had children with the people that I dated previously. That's not a good thing. The Lord knew. But either way, it's hurtful because you don't know what a person's history is. You don't know what their why is, whether it's choice, whether it's medical issues, whether it's they've had a child and lost, whether they've been pregnant and lost. You don't know. And it's invasive and extremely rude and distasteful to ask. Unless they share with you that why they haven't or why they don't, it ain't none of your business. And even if they do, it still ain't your business. I have some friends who have chosen not to have children because they enjoy being single and being able to pick up and go and do whatever they want to. And that's great. I love that for them. I love being able to do that. But would I still love to have a child? Absolutely. When my baby was here, it was an adjustment, but I loved every moment of being able to care for her and love on her and be her little mommy. Even though I didn't birth her, that's still my baby. Her and her sister, my big baby. I don't get to see my little baby anymore, but I got to talk to my big baby today. So whatever your circumstances are, that's your business. Don't have a problem with telling people, mind your business. Absolutely. Kelly says she gets judged on the opposite end because she has 6. That's your business. Your womb is fruitful. You multiplied. You did what the Lord said do. Tell them mind their business. Get out your uterus. I have another friend who was married and she has 5 children. All of them were by her husband, and people judged her because she was young and had 5 kids. Mind your business. You don't know her circumstances. Get out of other people's business. Start telling people you meddling. That don't concern you. That ain't something you need to speak about. I'll tell people real quick, you overstepping. I was told a couple of weeks ago that I was compromising because my standard was not my friend's standard. She wanted something and I was like, that's not a demand that you get to put on me. I get to determine that. And she was like, well, if you compromise and just say that, how can I be compromising on something that isn't my standard? I'm not. Just because I don't choose to do something the way you do doesn't mean I'm compromising. We just have differing opinions on the matter, and that's okay. We can be different and be respectful. We can have opposite thoughts and still coexist and be cohesive and flow and all of those things. So get free from other people's opinions. Quit letting people put you in a box and tell you who you are. You tell them. Let me introduce myself. Matter of fact, let me reintroduce myself so you crystal clear on who I am. Especially if you live in a small town or in the same place that you've lived your whole life and people only know you or see you as one way or one thing, because they real quick to put you in the box and say, oh, you little so-and-so. Oh, you such and such. Oh, you do that little thing. Quit letting people little you. Because if that's how they think of you, that's what you'll become. And you'll limit yourself to that little image that they have of you. I tell people real quick, I don't receive that. You're not going to speak that over me. You're not going to declare that over my life. When me and my mama worked at the law firm, I remember I was getting my undergrad degree, and I was telling one of the gentlemen there that I was going to school for apparel design and merchandising, and he was like, oh, you ain't never going to get a job in that field. You wasting your time. You don't even need that. You can't do nothing with that degree, blah, blah. I was like, I don't receive that. I said, you don't get to tell me what I can and can't do and what I will and won't do with my degree or what kind of job I will or won't have. I said, you can speak that over your own life, but not over mine. I rebuked him real quick, and he was older than me. He was an elder. But it's okay to respectfully put somebody in their place. Exactly. Jennifer said, if you make changes for yourself, people tend to try to put you back in the box. Baby, I breaks the mold every time. When somebody tells me what I can't do, oh yeah, watch me. I turn into Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. Watch this real quick. Let me show you something. Oh, I can't? Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on 1 minute. Let me show you something. All right. That's fuel for me. But I'm not going to do something to prove something to somebody else. It's for me. Because I'm not going to let somebody else limit what I can and can't do. I'm not going to allow them to speak that. First of all, I don't allow everybody to speak over my life. Absolutely not. Especially negative people, small-minded people. Shut them down real quick. Tell them, Hirsch, be quiet. But secondly, I don't allow people who are negative to dictate what I can and can't do in my life, what I will or won't accomplish. And I'll tell them, I don't receive that. Sometimes you have to audibly say, I don't receive that. One, to let them know I'm not in agreement with you. Two, to let heaven know I'm not in agreement with that. Because what you come into agreement with, and it's sometimes not what you verbally say yes to, but what you don't cast down, that is allowed to ride on and continue to grow and take root and spring up. Pluck that up by the root immediately. I don't receive that. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Nope. The devil is a liar. Even jokingly, nope. My boyfriend talked about quadruplets. I said, don't listen to him, Jesus. I said, he a false prophet. I said, don't receive it, Lord. No, you're not speaking that over me. You must be talking about somebody else, but not me. Not me, no. So, even jokingly, you got to be careful because them words do not fall to the ground. Everything I have ever said I wanted to do since I was a child, I have done. Whether it be career, school, going places, whatever. It's a few things that I've spoken that haven't come to pass yet, but guess what? I know they're coming. Because God reminded me of all the things that I said, even in jest when I was little, like, oh, I wanted this, I wanted that. Because I used to joke and my mama used to tell me, she was like, maybe when you grow up, you can be a psychiatrist and help your crazy family. Okay, mama, was what I said. Because I was little and I ain't know no better. And here we are. Not that I would have said no or rebuked it, but because I've always had a heart to help. But just goes to show you, I'm not a psychiatrist. I chose a different educational path, but I do the same work, mental health wise. Here we are. Because when I was little, I was saying yes. So be careful what you come into agreement with, even jokingly. Be careful what you say out of your mouth, because I have written some checks with my mouth that my butt had to cash, and I regretted it later. And I said, I spoke this on myself. Jesus, let me be quiet. Be careful what you say. Speak good things. I can't think of the scripture right now, but it talks about thinking on things that are lovely, true, pure, of good report. And it was just in my verse of the day. I can't remember what it is. Y'all can go find it as your homework. But but think on those things. Speak those things. That's lovely, true, of good report. Like, you know, if y'all saw my post on my personal page, I didn't post today, but I posted yesterday. And I posted about the number 9 being representative of the fruit of the Spirit. And that post was my anniversary post for my boo. He's not on social media. He never see it. I post that for me, and I post that for other people who are dating out here in this cesspool, who are in relationship, who are just looking for good, positive examples of godly things, because this one has been different. And when I saw that, what the number 9 is representative of, and thought about that fruit of the Spirit, I went down the list, and every last one of them is evident in the relationship. And I was like, wow, I'm going to share that. Because somebody else needs to be looking for that fruit. Hey, Miss Linda, somebody else needs to be looking for that fruit in their relationships. Whatever kind, friendship, partnership, business relationship, whatever. Baby mama ship, baby daddy ship, situationship, get out of those. But whatever kind of ship you in, look for that fruit. Is it fruitful? Is there love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control? Are those things evident? I challenged one of my couples that's in therapy to examine themselves in terms of love. I said, are you walking in love? Do you have love for one another? I said, you say you do. I said, but are you walking in it? I said, because if you don't have love, period, you can't love somebody else properly. I said, go on over to Corinthians and put yourself to the test. Hold that scripture up as your litmus test. I said, are you patient? Are you kind? Are you keeping records of wrong? Are you puffed up and proud? Do you delight in evil? Check yourself. And guess what they didn't do? They didn't do their homework and came back arguing, fussing, brawling about the same things that they've been brawling about for weeks. And I said, no more. We're going to stop this, because y'all not going to keep wasting my time if you're not going to do the work that you need to do. Examine yourself and see what areas you need to work on as individuals. I said, because if you're not walking in love, if you don't have that fruit, if it's not there, you got to fix that before you try to love on your spouse. So we're not going to keep coming in here saying we love each other and y'all mean as rattlesnakes. Every chance you get, you fussing and cussing and tearing each other down. That's not love. Every chance you get, you bringing up every wrong thing the person ever did. The Bible said love keeps no record of wrong. And I know that's a hard thing sometimes. Hard thing. But when people say forgiveness is for you, it is. It really is. Because if you don't forgive other people and things like that, you basically poisoning yourself from the inside out. You carrying around all this hatred and anger and rage and grief and all these negative feelings. What do you think that's going to do in your physical body? What do you think that's going to do to your mental state, to your emotions? You mad. And that person gone on about their business, ain't even thought about you living their best life. And now every time you see them happy, you mad all over again because you ain't forgave them. You the one dying inside. You the one drinking the poison time and time again. And they out here living their best life. Baby, give them to God. Forgive them and move on. I don't have no hard feelings, no anger, no ill will towards nobody. And some people have done me so nasty and dirty. I'm talking about low down, deep down in the trenches and the gutters dirty. Foul. Drug my name through the mud when all I tried to do was help them, try to ruin my reputation, all kind of stuff. Even when I was going through ministry training, people that I thought was my friend was talking about me, lying on me, taking things that I had shared with them in confidence, trying to figure out what God was showing me and used it against me. And guess what? That whole time when all that was going on, God said, be quiet. Don't say a word. Let me fight your battle. You be quiet and do what I told you to do. Stay the course. Finish the assignment. Don't worry about what they saying. Don't worry about what's going on. You just stay on the course. Stay focused on what I told you to do. And I did that. And I didn't say a word. I could have cleared everything up. I could have avenged myself. I could have made the other people feel this big. I could have aired their dirty laundry because I know all the secrets. But God was like, be quiet. Okay. I was quiet. I was obedient. I completed the assignment. I did what he told me to do, delivered the word he gave me to give. And guess what? There was such a tremendous blessing in me being quiet in that season and not trying to go and fight a battle that I wasn't supposed to be in. Because what would have happened if I had? It would have made the whole situation worse. I would have lost my witness with that person. I wouldn't have completed my assignment. I would have made an even bigger mess trying to clear my name up, because then I would have been dealing with 7, 8 people trying to take apart somebody else's lies and clear myself. I'm not going to worry about that. I can't. Say what you want to. I can't worry about that. I got things to do. And guess what? When I did, doors started opening for me. Opportunities started coming. I got blessed financially. I got blessed with the things that I needed on the back end to finish school, to whatever. Because I was quiet when God said shut up. Because I could say some stuff. I could talk now. I could listen. I could have aired that bad boy out. But I didn't. I forgave them. We cool. We don't have no issues, no problems. I don't have no ill feelings towards them. When I see them, that's my peoples. I dap them up. I hug them. We laugh, joke, and kiki like we always have. I celebrate them. I support their stuff, whatever they got going on. I share it, like it. Hey, do you? You got to answer for what you did, not me. If I had retaliated, then I got to answer for that. But can't nobody get somebody back better than the Lord. So if you walking around with unforgiveness in your heart, guess what? He finna get you. So forgive whoever did it for whatever they did. If you need help with that, go to therapy. Work through it. Process it. Let it go. Ask God to help you let it go. Give it to him. Be like David. Lord, smite my enemies. Kill them all dead. If you ain't read Psalms and you having trouble with forgiveness, go read it. Because David was going through out in that field. Yes, sometimes he was singing, praising the Lord. Other times he was mad. David was a ninja. You can't make me believe that he wasn't. Read some of them Psalms. Because he was out there, he was doing trap music. And some of them songs is straight up trap music. When you and y'all might not think about the Bible like I do, but I got to make it on terms where it's relevant to me. Where I can put myself in it and make it apply and make it relevant to right now, what's happening, what's going on. Because everything that was happening then is happening now. And everything that's happening now is happening then. So, like I said, if you're dealing with unforgiveness, if you got some haters, whatever, go on and read Psalms. Just read through there. Yeah, yea, you know, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He was all of that. I'm going to lie down in the green pastures, but a few books over. Lord, smite my enemies. Let them all fall dead by my right hand, by thy right hand and thy left hand. I tell people, don't let me get to praying like David. Then somebody in trouble. But that's why you got to read the Bible, because it's in there. This the same man who done went and got this woman's wife, seen her bathing on the roof, talking about, ooh, I want that. Went and got her, slept with her, and she told him, don't do this. You ain't got to do this. You the king. You can ask for me. Nah, I'm going to do what I want to do. Okay, king, do what you do then. Got her pregnant, plotting and scheming, then went and got a husband, brought him home off the battlefield, trying to get him to sleep with her so he can pretend the baby's his. Husband was an honorable man. He wasn't going for that. No, I ain't even go into the tent and touch my wife. So what he do? Send him back out in the battlefield, plotting and scheming again to get him killed on the front lines. So don't nobody know that he done got the man's wife. The baby come, the baby don't make it. He all laid out on the floor, crying in sackcloth and ashes. Oh, woe is me. Then he get up, wash his face, and keep going. His homeboy come to him, David, what would you do if this, and this happened? So David's, I would blah. The man looked at you, the man. His friend had to check him and tell him, that's you. You did it. Oh, okay. Read your Bible. It's in there. And yes, NGB trap music. you done read Psalms. you know David was out in the field trapping. He was a king, but he was a little hood. Him and Peter was a thug. But that's another story. But anywho, we done been down a couple of roads tonight. But definitely get free of other people's opinions. And clearly David didn't care what nobody thought when he was doing what he had to do. And he's the only person in the Bible that was said to be a man after God's own heart, even in the midst of all his dirt and mess. And if you happen to be Peter's cousin and you like to pack a little something, carry a little something, even Peter got the opportunity to come back after he done denied the Lord 3 times. So I don't know him. No, I wasn't with him. That wasn't me. The Lord came back and asked him, do you love me? Peter, come on now. Do you? You love me, dog, for real? Asked him 3 more times. So Peter could say yes. So his record on heaven would still be that he loved the Lord. Ain't God good? Listen, I'm trying to tell you, everything that's happening then is happening now. Everything that's happening now was happening then. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So if you can find it. But I'm going to do one night, I'm going to have to do a night where we talk about Bible stories and bring them into modern times. If you was ever in singles ministry, you know, because we talked about these relationships where all these people be like, oh, I want a biblical marriage. I want who? Them Bible marriages was a hot mess. All of them. Hot mess. Hosea and Gomer. You married to the prostitute? Because the Lord told you to marry the prostitute? Oh, okay. That's the biblical marriage you want? you done worked all these years for the wife that you want, and the daddy done tricked you into getting the sister. So now you got to work a whole bunch of more years to get the wife you wanted. Okay. But I want a biblical marriage. I want to be like, okay, go ahead. See what happened to you. Ananias and Sapphira was a biblical marriage too, and look what happened to them. Got dropped dead on the spot because they was lying to the Holy Ghost. Husband and wife. He told them, the same ones that carried your husband out finna carry you out too. Bloop. So be careful what kind of marriage you ask for. If you looking for one, you better do what works for your house. I don't. I'm good. I want a marriage that God is pleased with. I want a spouse that knows the Lord for himself, that knows what it means to lead, to cover, to lay prostrate before the Lord without somebody having to beg and plead you to pray. Listen, give me a Joseph. That was a good one. He was wise. He sought the Lord. He listened to the Lord. He followed the Lord's instructions and covered his wife, even though people was talking about her and thought it was a mess. He was like, no. You ain't coming for my boo like that. You ain't coming for Mary like that. I got her back. And took care of the baby and raised it, even though it wasn't biologically his. Here, come on, Joseph. All right, but that's a whole nother story. We ain't going there tonight. All right, I'm done. I hope this Unorthodox Self-Care Sunday gave you some good nuggets and things that you can use and apply. We'll be back next Sunday for some more self-care because we caring for our whole self around these parts. Bring a friend, share this page with somebody. I'm at 851 followers. I'm trying to get to 1,000. So if you know somebody who can use these good self-care nuggets, mental health things, whatever, all the stuff that I share and put out, share it with them. Ask them to like it. Ask them to follow. Ask them to come watch Self-Care Sunday. Oh, I know what I forgot to tell y'all in announcements. So you know Facebook deletes these videos after they've been up for 30 days. If you missed any of the Self-Care Sundays, I have been downloading them and uploading them to YouTube. So they are still there. If you've missed any, you can go check them out on my YouTube page. I don't know if the link is on this page or not, but if it's not, I'll put it up. Excuse me. You can go to YouTube and search for my name and my channel should come up. Either way, but they are there. So if you missed any, if you need to go back, all of them are not. I would say probably like the last month and a half. So when they started deleting, I started saving them and putting them over there. So if you missed any, if you need to go back or want to share it with somebody, go grab the link and send it to them, and replay it, repost it, whatever. They're going to be there. So, yeah, that's it. If you missed the announcements at the beginning, go back so you can get all the good stuff, and make sure you go and subscribe to my website. All right. Thank you guys for sharing, for liking, for hanging out with me, giving me your time. I appreciate it. I don't take it lightly because you don't have to. So have an awesome, awesome week. Make sure you take some time for self-care. And I love y'all and be blessed. Good night.